Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dingers and Discourse podcast. I'm joined with my other host here, Clutch1908. How you doing, man?
Raviannn, it's that time of year again. It's MPSS season right before the holidays. Last chance for some people to put their name in Mario Baseball history, and I think we've had a really thrilling opening weekend and opening week, and I think it's time to recap all the fun we've had so far and take a look into the future for this weekend.
Yeah, this is the 20th episode we've had. I think we've covered Net Play Superstars 4 times now. Maybe 3. I think it's like 3 to give it like a good number, but I'm kicking on 4. But these tournaments, man, they're getting better and better every time. Had a lot of upsets, had a lot of good games so far. But before we get into that, we're gonna plug a tournament that I'm running, and Clutch is also helping out with. Tech Skill. It's a tournament I'm running over the holiday break, December 17th through the 18th, depending on what game you're playing. It's a Melee and Mario Baseball tournament. So if you want to play some Melee versus some great competition in the Michigan scene that I'm collaborating with, you can enter at start.gg/techskill. Or if you want to play on the 18th, there's Mario Baseball. Should be like a 3-hour bracket for Melee on the 17th, 5-hour if we get like enough entrants on 18th for Mario Baseball. Got myself on the stream on my account, Oaks TOing Melee and Mario Baseball, and then Clutch TOing Mario Baseball. So great tournament. Pop out. If you didn't do well in Net Play Superstars, hop in here. We accept everyone. There's a $50 pot bonus for split up into between both brackets. So $25 for each bracket. Melee has Central East Coast, but if you do want to play on like the West Side or mountain areas, you just have to shoot me a message, and if your connection's bad, we'll just kick you out in DQ. But hey, Mario Baseball's open to everyone in the continental United States and Canada, so head over there and sign up for some great action.
Yeah, super excited about this one. I think, I don't know the first thing about playing Melee, but I've watched a little bit, so I'm excited to see how the tournament goes on that Saturday, since it's, a little bit more connected to some people I know. But I'm more excited to see about who crosses over into Mario Baseball and see if there's any Michigan Melee players that can hang with the big dogs on that play.
I hope, man. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're just too scared. I know a lot of them are like just playing by themselves with some friends. But I don't think, I hope someone crosses the line. That'd be sick, but it's mostly, this is just a thing to show the Melee scene, hey, we exist. We're a community. We are here to have fun, and I hope you join us in that action. One of the requirements, though, is to sign up in our Discord server. So we got some people from the Melee scene no matter what. Even if they don't play, they have to join the Discord server. So that's pretty cool. But everyone is here to hear our voices on the tournament Net Play Superstars. Clutch, you want to ring us in on Pool 1, what has gone through? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so let's pull it back up here. So Pool 1, in terms of top of the bracket, pretty chalk. Remke, Chris Toasty expected to advance from winner's side. They did do that. But in the meantime, we did have some interesting matchups that happen. Matt, a former MPSS third placer, out 0-2. That's how far the community has come in a few short months, because I was like MPSS 8, I think, which one right before
I think his third, I think it was MPSS 8. It
was either 8 or 9, and I'm leaning strongly towards 8 without having it in front of me. So that's a former third place participant that's out 0-2, which I think is crazy. Hunter 002 over Schaubs, I think, can be considered an upset for sure. And then otherwise on the loser side, Big Nick bit Ducky Don. I think that was a big one for deciding who was coming out there. Goobs, a real OG of the server, played Big Nick in that one. Big Nick took it. And then you had Schaubs against Matt, which, like I said, unfortunately for Matt, I just heavily favor Schaubs there. And then Benny OK and Dixon was the other side. Benny OK won. but I think Shabs was heavily favored and took it. So um, in the games against Remke and Chris Toasty, Hunter and Sam were the losers there, so they will also be the ones advancing out of the pool. And so you got the 2 winner side, 4 loser side. New bracket format seems to be received very positively so far from a little informal poll I did this morning. And I think it solves some issues of the last format of, this is still glorified double elim, but we're still keeping the pools tight enough that we can set some real, good deadlines to keep the tournament moving compared to like just releasing a full double elimination bracket. And then, but we cut out a lot of the rematches and things like that were happening in the 4 or 5 person double elim pool. So it's been super cool to see. And I guess might as well plug this now and talk about it a little bit now. The community channel has absolutely carried MPSS this time. I think 3 or 4 days of pool streams. And so like a lot of baseball for you to consume. If you haven't checked it out, Project Rio Live, go on Twitch, watch the VODs, and see some high-level Mario Baseball action.
Yeah, I was lucky if I even got 2 formal net streams in a row. I would either do the Saturday into Sunday, or like do a pool stream the week before and then the top 8. So shout out to them. They've been receiving my coaching well, using what they got pretty well. If anyone's interested, if you have some experience, that's the first thing. Experience is key for producing. Hit me up. Hit Clutch up. Hit Ball Tour up. If you want to commentate, put that in one of our DMs too. The community channel is all about helping out people get to the level they want to get to, and just experience and stuff. Obviously, for Net Play Superstars, I don't think that we're gonna get new people in unless you have a boatload of experience. But hey, once we have those open mic nights, take them. If you want to have a night of baseball, you want to practice, go for it. Or if you just want to, hit up your own stream and just stream and talk, go for it. That's what we're all about. We're here together. That's what we're all here for. So, yeah, shout out to the community channel. Big moves.
Yeah, I really want to stress that even if you're not streaming on the community channel right away, reach out to us, ask questions you may have about streaming. Doing it on your own can give you a perspective that helps you with, doing it if you're going to do it a part of the community. So, like I said, if you're interested in producing or creating anything, doing it on your own, I mean, let's see. C's, Raviannn, you do your own content. I haven't produced yet on the community channel, but I do my own content. Baltor, same boat. I think the only producer that doesn't do their own content in Mario Baseball already is Cornboy, who just randomly was like, yeah, I've done some OBS streaming and producing before. And we're like, oh, well, that will help very nicely. And he ran a very smooth stream for pools. So, like I said, those are the people that are producing right now, and they are doing it at a high level. So we expect the same of anyone else, but that doesn't mean you can't learn and that you can't teach yourself up and you can't rely on some of the people involved to get you up there. So
YouTube is a hell of a drug. That's where I learned all my shit from. Yeah. Also, talk to some people. If you're watching, like, I don't know, I watch a lot of Melee stuff. I like watching Melee. So I go in different like state, community, local streams, and if I see something, I ask, and most likely they're very helpful. So yeah, if you're playing a game of like maybe like Valorant, CS, something, or like something like Melee or another game, you see someone producing something for a small local, ask away. They'll give you the deeds. That's how I figured out all my stuff. Everyone's here to help out each other. That's what I love about our communities. So nice.
Just good life advice, period.
Good life advice. Talk to people.
Just talk to people. Yeah.
Well, let's move into Pool 2. People coming through off of the winner side. Faceman taking it over Krasy. To even get to that part, Faceman had to take down absolute tanks. And Wob, which Wob beat Cokes there as well. And for Krasi to get there. It was Nuche over B Mills, Krasi over Nuche, and then Krasi lost to Faceman there. Progressing through there. Moving on in winners is Mori over Poke. Poke's going to losers, top 24. Poke taking down Vickless, and Vickless taking down Howie. Mori did take down Beefy Mini Quesadillas. What a tag. Probably the best tag I've seen in our scene. And Beefy Mini Quesadillas taking down Hecaron. So, great stuff there for winner's side. Loser side, Vickless Alex, he takes it over B-Mills, and Nooch taking over Wob. Coke's taking over Absolute Tanks, but Alex taking down Cokes. B-Mills taking over Beefy Mini Quesadillas 2-0. I like how they report 2 games. It's kind of funny. Nooch over Heck, and Wob over Howie, and then Nooch takes down a Wob. So advancing in Pool 2 is Faceman in winners, Krasi in losers, Mori in winners, Poke in losers, and then Alex, Vickless Falcon in losers, and Nooch in losers. So that's again the 2 to 4 for top 24. I actually like this bracket style. I've seen it a lot in Melee. I think that's, I don't know why you guys picked it, but I think that's a good way. Looking at other games works out well.
So I guess if we want to pull back the curtain a little bit, Cokes, Thanners, and myself, I think we spent a solid 4 hours talking about the pool format on
That's a lot of time.
Thursday night, going into, pool's supposed to open on Friday. And we weren't in like a call or anything. That was just, text going back and forth in Discord DMs. But we had started talking about what format we wanted to go with, like, that Monday. Like, yeah, we had thought about it for days about where we wanted to go. And so I think we finally got to the point where we're like, we weren't, I think the biggest problem we wanted to solve was the uneven knockout bracket, where, some pools started farther back in winners than other pools. If you were like the top 4 seeds, you basically had a bye on knockout side, which just I didn't think was great. I usually benefited from it. I didn't think was, fantastic for the format. So I just, I said, let's make even pools, that go to a good number to winners. So we did 4 to get out 8 on the winners. So it's all even, and it looks really good. It has been well received. So we're excited about it. But yeah, in terms of, this actual pool, the big upset here, Faceman over Krasi, and a small upset, Mori over Poke. Mori would be the 10 seed, Poke 7. And then Krasi is the 2 seed, so Face is the 15th seed. So that's like a huge upset. Krasi had to make a loser's run last time, and he did and made it to top 8. He's one of 2 people that have made 4 of the previous 5 top 8s, and the 1 top 8 he didn't make, he didn't participate in the tournament. So he's trying to go for his 5th straight top 8 in tournaments he's participated in. So we'll see if he can win 3 straight and get there. I think he has a favorable look on loser side, which we'll look at that later in the episode. But that definitely very notable that he ended up on loser side pretty early on, back-to-back tournaments.
So let's break it down to Pool 3 now. So this pool is also completed. Let's say the notable people moving on: Hells and winners, Walrus and losers, C's and winners, AJ and losers, Riley and losers, and Super and losers. You want to break down the bracket for me? And take a drink of water.
Yeah. So Hell's obviously getting through, as far as I know, pretty seamlessly. Walrus doing a good job winning over Super 63 to give himself that automatic berth into bracket, and giving himself a shot at winner side. That was a big win for him there. AJ over Legendary Bolt was a pretty key game because that sent Bolt down the loser side. And then Riley Scott, after losing his first game to Walrus, absolutely went on a run, beat Gerby, a newcomer, Cornboy, and then had a classic of a game against Legendary Bolt to knock Bolt out of the tournament. He's been someone that's been kind of hot lately, on the rise, kind of has been putting it together. He's always been on that periphery of like good to great, and I feel like he's been trending more towards great lately. So that was a huge win for Riley, who hasn't been playing a ton lately. So good for him. And then Super doing a good job cleaning up over Colby to get himself on the loser side as well after that early loss to Walrus.
I feel like the only person in this I expected to make it through that didn't make it through is Bolt. You know, I'm a big Riley Scott gaming fan, but I feel like Bolt should have made it.
No, yeah, that's definitely one of those where I can't say I'm shocked that Riley made it through, but I'm shocked that he made it through by going through Bolt. Like, I would have been more on Team Riley if it was like AJ in that spot instead, or who Bolt beat to get to that game, the Joe Meister. Like, I'm like, yeah, that one makes more sense. Like I said, just really surprised that Bolt didn't find a way to get out of this pool, which happens even with 6 people getting out. You still only have 2 losses to work with. If you get a bad matchup on winner's side, AJ's a great player, and I would say, knowing his pitching style, probably was not a good matchup for Bolt. I don't know what he would say. But, so you get a bad matchup of winners. And then, like I said, the game against Riley was super close. Riley was like 5 of 5 on Bird Awags and still only like won by 1 run, I think. So, that dem the brakes and you're out of the tournament.
Well, this is the only pool that hasn't been finished yet, and I can't even figure out if it's going to be finished because the stream it's on is actually crashed. So
it's done. It's done.
Oh, it's done.
It is.
Okay.
So as we're recording,
here, you want to go through it and then I can submit the game.
Sure. So on this bracket, pool 4, we had Boomerang Bro and Matty Ice after some controversy in a Bacon Boomerang Bro matchup. That can be saved for another day about latency tests and the key of Ethernet. But after a replay, Boomerang Bro moves on there. Matty Ice beat Jason of Dinger City. I advanced to the winner semifinal after beating Brian, Matt Gree. T-Bling got upset in round 1, so he had to beat Birdman to get to that same spot as myself. And then in the winners semifinals games, Matty Ice beat Boomerang Bro in that matchup of former MPSS champs. So Boomerang Bro to loser side, Matty Ice to winner side. I beat Matt Gree in, I think it was 6 innings. So myself to winner side, Matt Gree to loser side. And then losers was just kind of crazy. I will say, because of the way the upsets went, the top side of the losers bracket was kind of weak in terms of name power. You had returner to the server, Molly, kind of got a couple wins, and then Bear got a win, and then it was Bear versus Molly for the shot to get to loser side. Bear takes that one, so he'll advance. And then T-Bling, after that early upset, beats Certified Dan, Bacon, and Sneaky, who took down Jason to advance out. So T-Bling is moving on there. And that is your bracket of 24.
Yeah, it's officially finished right during us talking about Pool 4. That's actually kind of funny. Yeah, so we can go through here talking about the predictions. And we have some actual official predictions sponsored by PJ, PJ the dog. Is that how we should initiate it as?
Yeah, so
the PJ Squirrel Barkers.
PJ Squirrel Barker Sportsbook, I would say.
Yeah, PJ Squirrel Barker Sportsbook. Put these odds for us. You wanna go through them, because I kind of suck at looking at this. This kind of confuses me.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry for putting this on you, but like looking at this kind of confused me. I kind of just got what the negative plus thing meant like a week ago.
So for people at home, so we'll talk about betting lines. For those not familiar with sports gambling, what we're going to do is we're going to say that a player is favored by X amount of runs. Like, I'll give an example. So the first game we're going to go through is winners quarterfinals, Remke, Chris Toasty Remke is favored by 5.5 runs. So basically, to make the game quote unquote even, we're going to give Remke a 5-run advantage. And so if he wins by 6 or more, you would like win your bet. If Chris Toasty wins, or if Chris Toasty loses by 5 or less, because we think that to make it an even game, Chris needs to be spotted 5 runs, then you would win the bet there. So I don't think Ravi and I are trying to make bets here or anything like that, but we're trying to give an idea as we give you these predictions, kind of like what really is the difference in power level that we're talking about. Are these supposed to be really closely contested games, or are these supposed to be, kind of some blowouts? And if it doesn't end up being a blowout, even if the other person doesn't win, that might be props off to them and sign of better things to come further in bracket. So, like I said, for the marquee matchup, Remke and Chris Toasty are stars on Rivals. They've been going back and forth. Big Balla, they've had some matchups, but this late in an MPSS bracket outside of pools, I don't think has happened since Remke has gone full rise to the top. So I'm really excited about this one. They had an NBA Cup match scheduled that didn't get played because of connection issues. Just for whatever reason, Toasty and Remke had a terrible connection no matter when they tried. And that got fixed with the most recent Rio update for whatever reason. So, just some changes to the Dolphin net play code probably that were out of the control of the Rio devs fixed it. So I'm excited to see that they actually get to play this series this time. And like you said, I think 5.5 is fair, but I think Toasty looked really good against Salmon. I got to go Remke. You can't bet against the guy. I'm going to predict him, but I think that's going to be a really great matchup.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this bracket phase, Clutch. There's a lot of great games, a lot of close ones. I already know that community channel's rumbling to get the games going. So if you want your game going, please go over into NetPlay General and say, hey, I want my game streamed, and we'll see if we can get someone going. Because I know this is my opinion. Every single game needs to be captured in history, in mostly pools, but if they want to go for it, they can go for it. So voice your opinion if you want your game put out there, and hopefully someone will be there. I know I won't, because my birthday is technically tomorrow. So I won't be there Friday. Saturday I'm hosting a LAN, and then Sunday is top 8. So I got shit to do, but someone should be there.
Yeah, and speaking of one that should get put on stream, Matty Ice Clutch. Myself, the PJ Squirrelbarkers are calling that an even matchup. There is no favorite in this matchup. It's a pick'em. I will say, when I faced Matty in MPSS, I am 2-0. But I will say I don't think I've faced a Matty this in form before. He's been, able to play a little bit more net play. He hasn't been grinding it out like he used to.
He's been practicing. We were talking today.
Yeah, he's been practicing with, the MLB offseason upon us. So I think a pick'em is pretty accurate. I think, I'm going to be completely honest, it's going to be which version of each player shows up. I think Matty has another gear, and I think I've had another gear as well lately. But if either of us puts up a dud, that'll be a quick 10-0. I will tell you that right now. The other player will take advantage of the other player not being sharp. So that will be a super interesting one. Next up on winner's side, Faceman Mori. The PJ
Battle
Squirrelbarker,
of the MP6.
Battle of Netplay 6. Squirrelbarkers have Faceman favored by 1.5 in this one.
That's what it is. My bad.
I don't agree with that line, actually. I would say Mori's favored, especially after making winter semis last time. Almost beating Remke in winter semis. So give me Mori in that game. I'm feeling good about the Mori, but Faceman no slouch. So I think that will be a really great game as well. And then Hell's Hero and Cesarito. We got
I'm giving Hells that one.
Say Hells is favored 4.5. I'm giving Hells that one, but there's someone that can keep up with the offense of Hells. It's C's. So excited to see that one go down. I think there is definitely a world in where C's can win it in a shootout. I don't think he can take Hells in a low scoring game. I will say that right now. His pitching is much improved to when he first started playing, but Hells doesn't get enough credit for his defense and his pitching, and so I think in a low scoring game, Hells is going to take that 99 times out of 100. But if Cease can put some runs up, I think Hells is going to have to keep up, and I'll be curious to see if he can. But then we go to loser side. A lot of matches here in the opening round. AJ and Schaubs already played that game. Schaubs is moving on. Krasi and Big Nick. Krasi favored by 7.5. I'm going to be completely honest. I think this is going to be a mercy. But Big Nick did beat Krasi in Big Balla. So he's got the upset potential, but I think Krasi is a bit motivated to make a loser's run. So I expect him to absolutely dominate this game. Poke Bunny Teebling, we don't have a line on this one because it wasn't set before filming. I just off the top of my head, I'm going to favor Poke. Looking at some of these other lines, I'm going to go
I'm poking 3.5.
I would say 3.5. I think 3.5 runs is pretty justifiable. Give me Poke in that game. I think Teebling is going to suffer the fate that many net players do and struggle against Poke's pitching. Walrus and Bear, I have Walrus 3.5 in this one as well. Oddly enough, I think this could end up being an absolute blowout for Walrus, but Bear has had some good results against some good players lately, and sometimes Walrus absolutely shows up, and sometimes I think he kind of plays with his food a little bit. So I don't think this will be a total blowout, but I do think Walrus will win this one comfortably. Big upset alert. Nooch 17 over Matt Gree. Matt Gree is out. He is out again. He missed getting out of pools last tournament. He is out in losers round 1. This time, Greers all over the nation rise up and display your displeasure with this performance.
You won't see that one on YouTube. That one's not going to make the cut.
I'm sure Matt is more displeased than any fan of his. I know the guy. I know he wants to win. So I am scared to see him if he ever gets back in the net play grind, because I think he's got a bone to pick to prove that he still can hang with the top dogs, and I know he can. So we'll see how he bounces back from that. Hunter and Vickless Falcon. Hunter favored 2.5 by the PJ Scrollbarker Sportsbook. I think that's pretty accurate. Vic, not known for one scoring runs in a knockout stage of an MPSS. In fact, he still has 0 runs in a knockout stage of an MPSS. So trying to at least break that streak first. But I really do think this is going to be a pitcher's duel. I set the over-under for runs scored at 5.5. I legitimately think that this could be like a 3-2, 2-1 ball game between these two very good pitchers. So, Salmon Super 63, Salmon favored by 3.5. I think that's pretty accurate, but man, Super when he's on is scary. They both know each other really well. I think this is one of
the
those
MP6 net play 6
matchup again. I really think Sam's going to take this one, but it's going to be a thriller. And then last matchup of losers, Boomerang Bro, Riley Scott. Boomerang Bro favored by 4.5, but we were talking about earlier, Riley had a great close matchup against Legendary Bolt. Boomerang Bro has looked sometimes like a guy capable of winning a net play Superstars, and sometimes a guy capable of getting beat by a D tier. I will say that, but he's not in form right now. He's not practicing like he was heading into that big MPSS run and Stars on Showdown run. I think Boomerang Bro will take this one pretty easily, but again, this is another one of those of which version of each player is going to show up, because if the good version of Riley shows up and the bad version of Boomerang Bro shows up, oh boy, we got an upset alert. But if Boomerang Bro can play to his potential, I think he's got this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with most of your predictions, probably all of them, except like the Remke Chris Toasty one. I feel like, in my opinion, that one could go either way. I don't know. I feel like Chris Toasty has the read on Remke. But this is another thing. I don't watch a lot of this game, and I don't play a lot of this game on net play. So I can't give you, my thing is like the hint of salt. It's pepper. I don't know these players enough. I think the last time I watched these two people play was like last Big Balla tournament. So it's been a minute, but yeah, I feel like Chris got the read. That was also Stars on 2, but it's different. So I had to think about that for a second.
I am super interested to see what happens. Like I said, that's just one that like I said, you think like Remke, I think people left. So Remke to get to grand finals again is going to have to go through Chris Toasty, one of Matty Ice Clutch, and then projecting Hells. Obviously, anyone from that side of the bracket come out. If he wants to go back to back, he's going to have to get through what is probably a cleaner bracket than some people expected, but we saw him almost get beat by Mori last time. And so, yeah, I think Chris Toasty has the best shot, honestly, other than Hells, in my opinion, because of those stars on matchups and getting the reads and knowing each other's pitching so well from those matchups. I think Chris Toasty has the best shot at the upset. But Matty Ice knows what he's doing. I've been hanging in tougher with Remke. And then, yeah, if you bring in Hells and Winners Finals, you know that he steps it up when it comes to MPSS. So it's not a cakewalk for Remke to get back to grand finals, even though I would say he's still heavily favored like he always is.
Mm-hmm. Well, do we want to make predictions through the rest of this? So, like, if we think like earlier on, or we think that's going to be it? For predicting stuff.
I mean, like you said, I hate doing predictions when it's so early, deeper down the bracket, because so many things can happen in losers and things like that. But I think if I'm going to pick a champion right this minute, I think Hells is going to step up for the net play community and stop Remke from the back-to-back and win his third. That is my prediction for champion.
I kind of want the Hell speech of him clowning on Krasy, saying like he's a kid or some shit, like pull off like the Riley Scott, who got TikTok on their phone bullshit. I kind of want to see that. Hells, I know you're listening to this podcast because you listen to this on your way to work. I swear to God, I want you to win just so you can do a speech, and when you do that speech, I want you to mention my name that I said this now. Boom, I'm putting that out in there. Also, another thing I want to say is if anyone's listening to this and you have, like, you're in a clan like Riley Scott Gaming or like the PJ Scroll Barkers, if you have a team logo, okay, for like NetPlay 6, whatever, okay, Dinger City, whatever. If you have a team logo and you want me to put it on, if you think you're going to make top 8, or you think in general you're just going to be on a stream with me, I'm hosting it, I'm producing it, if you have a team logo, put it in my direct messages and I'll put it in a folder. So whenever you play, your logo pops up on my stream, because I think that's cool. I never said that, I don't think, but if you ever want that, send me a DM, and I'll do that. Because yeah, add to the fun.
Sounds pretty damn good to me.
Figured out how to do that. So yeah, do that. All right, Clutch. Is there anything that you want to add? Because it is 1:28 a.m. and I'm hungry.
He's hungry. Let's let him get his snack. I'll say last thing, last storylines to look at. You're going, like I said, Mori trying to make a second straight winner semifinal, which is huge. Hell's going for 3 MPSs. I'm trying to think of... No, Krasy is not. Krasy's going for his second. He hasn't won in a hot minute. Remke going for the back-to-back.
King of second place. That's what Krasy is, the king of second place.
Unfortunately, that is what he's known as. I'm going for my 4th straight top 8. I need 1 win to get there. And 3 out of 4 winner semis would be kind of clutch. So that's a big one. Like I said, I already talked about Krasy trying to go 5 for 6 and 5 straight that he's been in. Hells as well. But that looks pretty sealed. He only needs 1 win as well. So I think those are the big storylines that you need to look. And Matty Ice,
You're missing one.
Matty Ice, definitely this is his best shot to make a run at MPSS in recent times. And what's the one I'm missing?
You're missing my 4th straight top 8 appearance on this live stream, dude. You're missing that. This is gonna be my fourth time going. No, my fifth time going live on Netplay Superstars. Wow. Let's
Oh,
see. Here, tune in on Project Real Live, and let's see if I hit the. Let's see if I make it to Sunday today, this week. Let's see if I physically make it to Sunday. Will I die? Well, you gotta find out. You gotta tune in the Netplay Superstars. Fuck Mario Baseball. Am I gonna live? I don't know, man. I'm
that is a
tired.
streak that we don't want to lose. So
I'm,
we will see you on
I'm
Sunday,
sorry.
Raviannn.
It's getting to that time, dude, where my mind's just going off everywhere. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll let him get his food, let him go to bed. But that is your Netplay Superstars recap, and I'm assuming we'll hopefully do some sort of final wrap up next week after Netplay Superstars concludes.
Oh yeah. Before we end, tune into the live stream Sunday, December 11th, 6 p.m. Eastern on Project Rio Live's Twitch channel. I will be going live for the top 8. Tune in for some great action. If you are drowned in pools, all those 1, 2, and 0 tours, start.gg/techskill. Get your Mario Baseball on December 18th at 5 p.m. Eastern, all the way to like 10, 11-ish Eastern. We're going to be playing some great Mario Baseball for $25. Winner takes it all. So I don't think Remke's playing in it. So eyes open, eyes open.
Eyes open.
He put the money in this. Take Remke's money. Put $25 into Melee and Mario Baseball. Take his fucking money. Okay, he wants you to. Other than that, I want to thank everyone for watching this episode, listening if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and watching this if you're on YouTube. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you guys coming and listening to me and Clutch go onto a call and show you guys the face of Mario Baseball, the community, and what we're up to. Hopefully we post more. It's been a busy one for me, and I know Clutch has a lot of stuff going on too now. I don't know if you want to be public about it, but yeah. That's pretty much the show.
Yeah, I'm planning a wedding, so that's what's going on in my life.
Motherfucker is engaged. Let's go. Congratulations, Clutch.
Thank you.
I'm so happy.
Hopefully,
I'm so happy.
Hopefully we can add a second ring to the finger. There'll be a wedding band in about 6 months, and an MPSS big rock on there as well. Hopefully.
So, as I and Clutch always say, adios and goodbye. Thank you for watching the Mario Superstar Baseball podcast. If you enjoyed this one, you can look at the other one that will be right in front of you right here. Yes, right in front of your face. Make sure to watch that episode. I'm not lying. Please watch that episode. It's right in front of you. Just click the goddamn button.